I had a feeling you'd come back and save me.
Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are at my house. It started to get a little warm out here, so I'm going to be giving my kitchen a clean and decor refresh for spring and summer of this year. And I'm also going to be using a lot of colors that I've never used before, and I'm going to be giving you my best tips on how to combine those. But also stay tuned till the end because I included in this video a quick and easy recipe for pizza dough, which is one of our favorite things to do when it starts to get warm out here. So if you enjoy this video, I really hope you can consider hitting that red subscribe button down below and the notification bell so that you never miss any of my upcoming videos. And without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Happy Monday, friends, and also happy Easter. I hope you've had an amazing day with your family. I am starting today's video by giving you a quick look of my kitchen. As you can see, I still had all of my Easter decor. And if you're still interested in seeing that video, I'm going to be sure to link it down below for you. But my kitchen was kind of messy on this day. I had a lot of fruit. We have gone grocery shopping that day, and we've been enjoying a lot of fruit and juices and smoothies. And I like to cut the fruit myself because it's cheaper, and so I find that if I keep it in the counter, it's easier for me to remember to use it, but it can be very bulky. So the first thing I'm doing today is picking up all of my old Easter decor, and this is all the decor that I'm going to be working with today. Mostly items that I already had, and then I did pick up a few items from Target, which I share on my latest Target Shop With Me video. At the end, I included that haul. So I really wanted to place this wreath on my hood, but it didn't end up working out, and I'll explain why later, but I still wanted to include this segment on this video just so you know that sometimes I also have my fails when decorating my own house. So don't beat yourself up if some ideas that you have might not work at the moment. But it's been a lot of rambling around, as you can see, and in here I still thought that I could do it, and so I'm going to place a command hook on the hood, and like I said, it's not gonna work out, so don't get too excited about this part. I did take this opportunity, however, to go ahead and clean the hood because I noticed it was rather dusty when I got up there to try to place that wreath. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's just incredible the amount of dirt that you can't see, and there I'm showing you because this is white and it should show easier, but it just wasn't. You just have to get up close and see the dirt by yourself. But anyways, the first area that I'm going to start decorating in my house today is going to be my kitchen island, for which I really want to give it a good clean. And for this, I like using 409. I know that it's not the most ideal thing to use on these type of countertops, but I find that when I use the method cleaner, it gets to be a little streaky sometimes. I much prefer using the 409. However, if you do have any recommendations for stone cleaners for countertops, I really appreciate it. In here, I'm using this kitchen runner or table runner that I had from my Easter Decorate With Me video. I used this on my dining room table, if you can remember. And then I also have that little woven tray that I got from Five Below a long time ago, and let me tell you, it's doing quite the job in this area. I'm also using this eucalyptus garland that I got from Hobby Lobby many years ago, and it was just $10 because I bought it at 50% discount. I'm sure that if you go on discount week, you can still find these at 50% discount for $10. And so I'm going to pair these with this vase and this greenery. Notice that all the colors that I'm using here are cool toned colors because the main star of the show are going to be the lemons, those lemons that I got from Target that you may remember from my Target video. Now, Lemons are yellow. Yellow is a warm tone. Therefore, the way to combine those type of colors in your kitchen among with other neutral colors is making sure that those colors are complementary. So if you see the color wheel, you may see that the yellow is actually on the contrary side than the blue, and maybe even this cool tone of green. Therefore, it works. Notice that those placemats, those woven placemats that I actually got from Hobby Lobby this year are also cool toned because they are meant to match the yellow. Those dishes came from Target, and truly what really inspired this whole lemon theme were these napkins because I love them so much. So I was trying to figure out how to combine them here. I tried to put a lemon on top, but I didn't like the different tones of yellow in that particular decoration. So I just went ahead and put the napkin in between the two plates, and I loved how this area turned out.
When you're down and you stare out your window, hoping that you'll come up with some words to say. That's not okay. When you feel like you're fed up with.
A few weeks ago, I posted a coffee area decorate with me video where I gave you all the tips on how to decorate shelves. So also making sure to link that video down below if you want to check it out. But my husband still comes here in the morning for his Keurig coffee as his first coffee of the day. And so it's just the habit he has. So I decided to create here another little coffee station just to make it a little bit comfortable for him to come in the morning and fix himself a cup of coffee. So the first thing, of course, is wiping down all of this area pretty well, making sure the Keurig has water in the water reservoir, and go ahead and start decorating, which is the fun part. And I am going to be trying a little bit something different here, and I'm going to be placing a wall decoration on the backsplash. So I've always been afraid to do so because I don't want to damage the backsplash, but I decided to try these command strips, which won't damage the backsplash at all. And I've used these command hooks and strips all over my house, and they really have not ripped any of the paint or damaged any of the walls if you do remove them correctly. So again, making sure that my wall decor is stable enough to place this onto the backsplash, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in there as best as I can. Now, I struggle with straight lines sometimes, so I know that this is not perfectly straight, but I didn't have any more command hooks or strips, and I didn't want to have to remove this to waste those command strips and have to use more. So I just decided to leave it like that and balance it out with the decorations I'm going to place at the bottom. So first things first is to put my husband's favorite coffee bullets in here. I'm going to use one of my clear canisters to do so. And it happens that these bullets combine with the rest of the kitchen decor, but I swear you guys, this is just a coincidence. I did not plan it like this. He just happens to like this particular coffee, if that makes sense. So I'm happy that those match. I'm going to set those on one of the corners of the wall decoration. I'm going to add some greenery. This is a $5 piece of faux plant that I grabbed from Target recently. And then I'm going to place two little canisters, one for sugar and one for monk fruit, which is what I like to use for my coffee. So like I said, I like to have the monk fruit, so I'm going to put it in this canister, and my husband likes the sugar and the raw, so I'm going to put the packets in this little bowl right here, which also came from Target. And I just gave it a little bit of height with that little pedestal that I got from Hobby Lobby back in the fall decor. I grabbed a ton of these to actually have and give some decorations some height. And this is with natural light. I was working with some really weird light from the kitchen that gives me a lot of vision in real life, but on camera, unfortunately, doesn't work really well. So I do want to apologize for that.
Don't wanna wake up, I might be dreaming. I might be dreaming.
In as much as I would love for my kitchen to look like a magazine kitchen where everything is just so aesthetically pleasing and so perfect. This is actually not the case. We do have fruit and vegetables that need to get eaten. We do have appliances that need to be out on the counters. So I'm just gonna try and do my best to make them look as pretty as I can. And this is all of our fruit that needs to get eaten through the week. And the only way for us to remember the best is to have it out in the counters like I actually said earlier in this video. So I'm taking my nicest salad bowls and I'm arranging the fruit as best as I can. I know by the end of the week these bowls are going to be empty, so it's worth it to have them out here. And I do have some old bananas that I want to keep out to make banana bread later in the weekend. So this is, like I said, just real life, not perfect. This is not a magazine kitchen, but I'm just making it work the best that I can. Same with these appliances. We are using our air fryer a ton lately, and because we are so much into fruit juices and smoothies, I also want to have my blender out. So I'm not going to put those in the pantry to make a trip to the pantry every single time I want to use those. I'd rather just keeping them in the counter and try to clean this area and keep it as tidy up as I can, just so that they look the best that they can look, if that makes sense. Same with our toaster oven. I use this toaster oven every single morning for toast before going for a run or a workout. So I need to have this out. As much as I would like to have cleaner counters, it's just not realistic for me and my family.
You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you must stop. I'm like a spinning top. Giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up. Oh, I'm like a spinning top. Giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up. Don't wanna wake up, I might be dreaming. I might be dreaming. You're stirring things up, my heart is beating. Oh,
And speaking about functionality, this is a very functional area of our kitchen, which sometimes I like to decorate a little bit more than other times. This time around, I'm going to add, of course, all of my utensils. Our most used kitchen books that we're probably going to be using a lot through the summer. I have this little beautiful wall decor that you may remember from my winter decorate with me video. I used this in my living room. And then I'm going to use another $5 plant from Target just to give it a little bit more life to this area. Now in here, not decor, just my garlic container because we love using fresh garlic, olive oil, which is our oil to cook with, and then salt and pepper, which is what we use the most to season things. To place these kitchen towels I got from Walmart. They are pretty neutral and it's what mostly I use throughout the year. Now in here I try to place my wreath and oh my god, it didn't work. And even though I had cleaned my hood, I still think that I might need to use a degreaser in there before placing the command hook. But I cannot use any alcohol-based degreasers or even alcohol because that will destroy the paint of the hood. So I need to figure out how to clean better this hood so that the hook can actually stay, if that makes sense. But as you can see in there, the hook was just not holding up. So I didn't want to risk it either. But in general, I am super happy with how my kitchen turned out. You all know that I always like to combine decor with functionality because our kitchen is where me and my husband love to cook, we love to host, and so unfortunately it cannot be a magazine kitchen as we would love it for it to be. but I'm trying to make it as pretty as I can and as functional as I can for my family. Overall, I love this color combination, even though I was a little hesitant to include yellow in my kitchen because I'm not very much of a yellowy person, but overall I am extremely happy with how this turned out.
And how I wanna build my whole world with you and no one else. And how our love will make us so much better. And there will be no lonely nights. Baby, if you let me try.
Now I'm taking out my KitchenAid because I'm going to be making some quick and easy pizza dough. This recipe only calls for 1 hour of letting your pizza dough rest, and it works every single time. So I thought on giving you this recipe because making pizza is actually super fun to do with your family, or if you want to do it with your kids. You don't necessarily need a KitchenAid. I'm using the hook attachment here, but you can actually mix this with your hands. So I'm starting with 1 1/4 cups of water. I'm using room temperature water. This is 1.5 tablespoons of active dry yeast, and I like using this one you're seeing in the video. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, which is going to help out that yeast to activate. I'm going to mix it and I'm going to cover it and let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes so that that yeast can start activating. This is actually a recipe by Michelle Park, which I am going to link her video down below, but I'm also going to make sure to leave all the ingredients as well. So in here, the yeast rested. It started to get a little foamy and bubbly. That's what you want to see. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I don't measure, I just eyeball it. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And I know this is not the proper way to measure flour in your cup, but I just like to do the quick way and take shortcuts. And this actually works every single time, so I guess it's okay. I'm going to start mixing this on low speed until all ingredients are incorporated. You do not want to over mix this, but once it forms into a whole dough, you might have to do it with your hands like I was doing in here. I had very, very dry weather on this day, so my dough was kind of behaving weird, but that's okay. You just want to form it into one bowl. Add a little bit more of olive oil, and my grandmother's secret is to make a crust with your hand on the dough so that it actually grows. Let it sit into any corner of your kitchen with a clean kitchen towel for an hour, and after an hour passed, this is how much my dough grew. It actually should double in size. You can actually let it sit for longer and it's going to keep growing, but after an hour it's going to be enough. I'm going to go ahead and divide the entire dough into 4 pieces, and this is going to be enough for 4 personal pizzas or 4 12-inch pizzas. You can actually divide it into 2 and freeze the rest, however you want to do it, or make larger pizzas. But 12-inch pizzas is what our oven can fit, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm making sure to add cornmeal to the bottom of our pans just so that it's easier to transfer into the oven, and I'm going to expand it with a rolling pin. Now, if you don't have a pizza oven, you can cook this in your kitchen oven. You just gotta set that temperature to the highest it would go. But make sure you don't have any grease or food in the oven because it'll burn and your fire alarm will go off. I'll tell you this by experience. So to my pizza, I'm going to add Alfredo sauce. I'm actually having a white pizza today. I'm adding garlic powder, mushrooms, and olives, which are my favorite toppings, mozzarella cheese on top, which I grated myself, and some fresh basil, which ended up being too big of leaves, so I ended up splitting them up a little bit and adding the rest to my husband's pizza. My husband does prefer the typical pepperoni pizza, so that's what he's fixing on his end.
Good life, sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks, citrus in our beverages, citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides, always pretty smiles are covering her faces. You know it is all lies, you know it is all lies. Hey, would you rather stay right here, make everything disappear? You play my favorite song, put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here?
My pizza actually ended up burning just a little bit, but that's okay. It was so delicious. It was my first time trying this sauce and topping combination, which I thoroughly enjoy. And the idea was to fix this pizza and eat in the decorated kitchen, but it was so nice outside that we decided to go ahead and sit down and have dinner outside. Thank you so much for watching this video. You're going to see my face as I try the pizza, and I'm so sorry about the string of cheese hanging from my mouth, but it was so good. Again, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you grab new ideas from this video in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I really hope I can see you in my next video. Bye.